Do you remember that first taste? The rose that opened on your lips, the kiss of lemon, the grace of jasmine? The way you realized suddenly that you'd missed out on something very important for a really long time. How every cup you had afterward was compared to this one. The herby rush, the aromatic aftertaste. Your first cup of Ethiopian coffee changed your life forever. You're not alone. Look, one of the most enduring aspects of coffee is just how much adventure it brings us on. Lots of us didn't really have the chance to leave our hometowns, whether we were producers or baristas or buyers. Familiar enclosures locked us in. Familiar tastes, familiar names, and familiar sounds. I don't know your story, but if you're watching, I imagine you're probably also in love with the adventure of coffee. And honestly, I'll bet that adventure eventually led you to Ethiopian coffee, just like it did for me, just like it did for many of your customers, and just like it has for most of the world. Coffee beckons to us to expand our worldview, but it also grounds us in the comfort of home. In your own kitchen, with the curtains fluttering over the sink from a spring breeze, you can taste the rich red Yirgacheffe soil. With just a touch of imagination, you can sink into those sun-drenched coffee fields, intercropped with broad-leafed false banana trees, pulsing with life, from the rustling ecosystem at the roots to the ripe, brick-red cherries plump between your fingers and bursting between your teeth. Yes, coffee is a trade, but also, yes, it's an experience. And Ethiopian coffee, that storied Buna, once possibly discovered by a goat herd possibly named Kaldi, is an experience beyond all experiences. It reshapes expectations. Just like that little prose poem I shared with you reshaped my Sunday morning when I had the privilege of writing it. Come to Yirgacheffe. Come with me. Bend your spine to the shape of a car seat for at least 12 hours. Accept the sun, sending its heat to glisten on your skin and the dust that dances on the breeze. Hear people shouting at you, Ferengi, Ferengi! That means foreigner. And feel again the stab of awareness that your world, big as it is, still needs to be expanded. You probably didn't grow up chasing tourist cars with hand-carved hippos, hoping for a handful of frequently devalued change just to buy necessities. Step out of the car. Catch yourself before you break an ankle on the uneven terrain. The sun is a presence. It's not decoration or ambiance. It is life and force, non-negotiable on your cheeks and on your hair. In your nose, the ferocious reek of fermenting coffee pulp. You could call it intense, but honestly, it's horrific. Here, in the town of Yirgacheffe, where it's mixed with chemicals that are used to break it down, it will haunt your dreams, just like it's haunted mine. Yirgacheffe is a study in contrasts, ancient and modern, poverty and wealth, excellence, actual good work, coupled or next to intense shoddiness, or laissez-faire, letting things be the way that they always are, coexisting in every coffee. And frankly, far often than it should, succeeding in becoming really great coffee. Time here is the secret ingredient on these raised drying tables, cherries, glowing in the relentless sun until they wither into promise in a cup. Everywhere in Ethiopia, coffee sellers, Buna sellers, set up on the corners. Women are crouched over grass mats. They're brewing traditional coffee in jabeni pots, and the smell of frankincense floats on the breeze. Just sit down and take a moment. Feel the bite of dark roasted, undergrade coffee on your tongue. Let it remind you every morning, every day, as a coffee professional or as someone who cares about coffee, you are reborn in a coffee cup, in a Buna cup. We are romanced by a coffee origin so deep and mysterious, you could truly spend your entire life and never get below the surface, as I have, for at least a decade. This is a coffee profile your customers will hound you for, a profile you'll always chase, the remembered taste of blueberries, of lemon. Perhaps it is the Harar of the early 2000s. Maybe that incredible gin and tonic profile from Karamo in 2018. Do you remember your first taste of Ethiopian coffee? I tell you, I do. I relive it every single day. Look, Swift's first Ethiopian coffee is landing late August, early September of this year, 2025. Yirgacheffe and Guji, well sourced and well produced. Come, let's experience this together, and maybe you'll join me in an origin trip in 2026 to experience this glory, this intensity yourself in Yirgacheffe, Ethiopia. You and I, reborn in a Buna cup, over and over, every day.